Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Golden Eagle Sports Report. I'm Mike Cianciolo.
And I'm Sean Owens. Marquette men's soccer had a chance to repeat as regular season champs in the Big East, whilst the women began conference tourney play. We'll hear from our analysts on whether they can finally break through and win the tournament. Let's go! Soccer had two chances to claim a share of the Blue Division title for the second year in a row this past week.
The team traveled to South Bend Wednesday to take on Notre Dame. Marquette entered the contest with just one loss on their record. A corner kick in the 25th minute of play finds the head of Axel Hoiberg to put the Golden Eagles up 1-0 on the road. Marquette would not retain the lead for that long, though. Here, Notre Dame works the ball from the right side of the pitch into the middle, and Kyle Richard will tie the game up at 1 apiece. And it would be all downhill from there for Marquette, as Notre Dame's Ryan Finley will put the penalty kick in the back of the net, placing the ball right of Charlie Lyon. Irish up 2-0 now. The Fighting Irish attack, and Lyon sprawls out to block the shot, but no dice. Marquette falls behind 3-1. Golden Eagles would try to mount a comeback, but this missed goal opportunity would be as close as it got. The game would end with Notre Dame on top 3-1 as Marquette suffers just its second loss of the year.
Well, now we'll go to Valley Fields for the second of two matches between the two teams, where Marquette's women's coach, Marcus Reuters, was in action there. And picking it up in the first half, where Paul Dillon holds onto the ball into the middle, and Brian Cianciolo had a lengthy attempt in the 40th minute, but that was denied. Then you have Sebastian Janssen here, and John Pottis also an attempt, but that is swept up by the Notre Dame goalkeeper. And in the 53rd minute, Notre Dame has the ball in the box that slips by Charlie Lyon's Ryan Finley, who you'll see had to be restrained by teammates there in front of the Golden Eagle faithful. But that knotted the game up at 1-1, and then Notre Dame, a final chance before full time, is blocked away by Charlie Lyons, and Anthony Salvaggi kicks the ball away. We're headed into extra time, where we're going to pick it up. Notre Dame having the ball first. Patrick Hoden throws a cross into the middle of the box there, but that is picked up by Charlie Lyons, thwarting the Notre Dame attack. And then Marquette with a corner that is off the head of Eric Pottis, but cleaned up by the Notre Dame goalkeeper. The match would end in a 1-1 draw. And you take a look here now with the Big East tournament bracket. Marquette has drawn a 4 seed after knotting it up with Notre Dame. They both had a chance to win the Blue Division, but both needed a win on Saturday to do so. Neither of them did. Marquette gets the 4 seed, and they will take on Cincinnati, who is the 5 seed.
Let's hear a little bit more from Coach Bennett this time for his thoughts about the team's chances at a tournament title.
I'm prepared to put this completely and utterly into perspective. You know, there are a lot of people in there that are really, really disappointed about not winning, but when they come out of that locker room, they'll dust it off and they'll know, okay, we've got a Wednesday game, a home game, and that will put us into the next round. So we're 2 rounds from Red Bull, which was another goal. We've achieved in this almost everything. There's just one thing: we didn't finish in the first seed. We wanted to put ourselves in a position where we would be considered for postseason, and definitely for Big East postseason. So we've done everything, and you know, we've got a bonus. We're in the top. You know, we're going to be in the top 10 or 12 RPI. So this is such an exciting time.
First round action from the Big East Soccer Tournament kicks off Wednesday, October 31st. 4th seed Marquette will play the later game at 7 p.m. Central Time against 5th seed Cincinnati at Valley Fields. What do you guys think are their chances? How deep do you think that Marquette can go in this tournament?
I think Marquette has a chance to go deep. I mean, this is their 4th consecutive season making it to the postseason, and so they just have to get it done. They're used to this. They know what's going on. they just need to be mentally prepared. And I think that's a big deal with this team is that, you know, they can compete out there on the field, but they have to be mentally prepared for this tournament.
Well, this team is definitely capable of going all the way to Red Bull Arena and even winning it. But with that said, they have not had experience making it that far. So I think when push comes to shove, they're going to have a little bit of difficulty with teams that have been there and done that.
All right, MU's 2 losses this year have come on the road against ranked opponents in the Big East. How does this statistic play into a potential matchup with Louisville in the quarterfinals?
On paper, they trump Louisville in every aspect, rankings, statistics, all that. But at the end of the day, Louisville has experience being the 2010 Big East champion, and with that comes a certain mindset that the guys on the team have. So that's going to be tough to beat.
I agree, but we're also ranked higher than Louisville nationally, and we've done not horrible on the road. I mean, we beat Pitt 4-0, Providence 2-0 on the road, and so I think, you know, being at Valley Fields for most of the season has been an advantage for Marquette, but I believe that, you know, they'll do okay on the road.
Yeah, it is a bit shocking they have a 5th seed, even though they're in the top 5 in the country. All right, last question for you guys. What 2 teams make it to the finals on Sunday, November 11th?
Honestly, I'm feeling that the Marquette Golden Eagles. I had differently before I saw Coach Vuitton talk, but I have Marquette Notre Dame.
I have Notre Dame and Louisville. I think Marquette is strong, but like you said, they don't have the experience, and I think they might fall apart.
All right, thanks, guys. Now we'll send it over to Sean.
While the men's soccer team preps for Big East tournament time, the women began their run at a title on Sunday at Valley Fields, where they met the Huskies of UConn. Stay tuned for the results. The Marquette University men's tennis team wrapped up play at the Wildcat Invite Sunday afternoon with singles competition to conclude a solid weekend at Northwestern University. Both junior Dan Mamelot and sophomore Vukasin Tefanovic concluded the tourney 3-0 in singles after both won on Sunday. Freshmen Javier Varela Hernani and Gleb Skur also picked up singles victories on Sunday. MU will wrap up the fall portion of its 2012-2013 campaign next weekend at the Texas Invitational.
The Marquette University men's golf team fell to 11th place following Monday's second round of the 2016 Wendy's Kiowa Classic at the Par 71 Turtle Point Golf Course in South Carolina. Freshman Zach Gallagher is leading the team with a 2-round total of 147, which is tied for 20th place overall. The 3-day tournament ends Tuesday.
The Marquette University women's cross-country team placed 7th, its highest finish since 2008, at the Big East Conference Cross-Country Championships Friday morning at Van Cortlandt Park in Bronx, New York. The men placed 8th overall for the 4th time in their 8-year affiliation with the league. Georgetown won the women's race with 58 total places, while Syracuse captured the men's crown with 37 places. Marquette women's soccer started their Big East Conference tournament run this past Sunday.
The Lady Golden Eagles were at home to take on UConn. MU came into the game ranked as high as 12th in the country, taking on the Huskies. Starting this game off, we have Mary Luba receiving the corner kick, and she'll get the ball into the back of the net by way of an own goal. That'll put Marquette forward first, 1-0. Again, the Golden Eagles find the back of the net. It's up 2-0. First 30 minutes of action in Connecticut. There would be for UConn in this game as Marquette holds them to just 1 goal and defeats their Big East foe 4-1, improving to 14-2-2 on the year. Let's hear now from Coach Roders about the game.
You know, you have another opportunity for us to be at home. I think was really the key. I think we prepared well for during the week, and you know, we had to wait till after like Thursday night's game to find out who we're going to play. But I think in some ways it was good to have a chance at UConn again. You know, I think the girls felt a little bit like there was some unfinished business, and we didn't get done what we wanted to get done at UConn. So to get one back here, I told them at the end, you know, if somebody would have said like, hey, you know, today we're going to beat them 4-1, I would have said like, oh, I'd take that result any day of the week. So really proud of them, and you know, we get to go forward and, you know, face Notre Dame.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, guys, let's get straight to it. The Marquette women's soccer team has won the regular season American Division 4 times now, but they've never been able to get over the hump in the tournament. What do you think it takes for them to get past this hump and finally win a tournament championship?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This team's definitely got a certain attitude about them, that every time they step on the pitch, they think that it's their game to win, and they go out and do that. I mean, they've just beaten most of the teams they've played this year, and quite frankly, it's something to be seen.
I agree. Notre Dame is not even in the top 25 nationally, so, I mean, it's not that big of a deal for us. I think we're not struggling on the road. We're holding players off, you know, with points, and so I think they're doing really well.
You bring up Notre Dame. They meet them in the semifinal out in Connecticut this upcoming weekend. Who is the player for the women that will lead them past Notre Dame in the semifinals? I
have Rachel Sloan. I think she's proven this year that she can be a game changer as well as a game saver. Against UConn and against Pitt, she did great, and I think her as a senior, she wants to win. You know, she's going to go out there and motivate the team, and I think that's what they really need.
Well, all season they've been moving it with Megan on the athletics website, and I think that moving on to the rest of the season, they're going to do the same thing. I mean, she's just been dominating each defense she's played, and goalkeepers in the Big East fear her. So.
Okay, now moving past the Big East tournament to a bigger picture, the NCAA tournament. They lost in the second round last year to Florida State. What do you think the team needs to do this year to get past the second round and make a deeper run?
They've just got to stay with the process that they've been going on the entire season. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. They have a strong body of work, and most importantly, they believe that they're going to win each and every time they step on the field. Just have a striker in form and just have them take you to the promised land.
Yeah, I think one main thing, they need to stay healthy, of course, and I also think that they need to score, focus on scoring more. Their defense is great, and I think that if they just stepped up the scoring a little bit, just keep up the momentum in the mental game, that's huge when you're going into a tournament.
All right, that's women's soccer analysis from Ashley Torre and Denny Gallagher. Let's send it back over to Mike.
Thanks, Sean. When we come back, we'll take a look into the Marquette men's basketball season and how the women's volleyball team did coming off their loss to Louisville. Don't go anywhere.
Moving to Louisville the weekend of fall break, Marquette volleyball has returned to its winning ways, recently taking down Villanova on the road. The Golden Eagles are tied for first in conference, and just one highlight here of a great defensive effort down in Villanova where Julie Jezorowski has a pancake. The ball makes her way over to Lindsay Gosh, who has a free ball. Then the Villanova attack is blocked, and Lindsay Gosh swings with that heavy left arm, but Villanova digs that attack to where Julie Jezorowski passes it to Elizabeth Culberstein for a Danny Carlson tip. Marquette takes down the Wildcats of Villanova 3-0 on the road.
Marquette took on Georgetown last Friday evening and came out of the gates hot with a beautiful spike there, compliments of Holly Mertens. The game would continue to go the Golden Eagles' way as they managed to get the ball over the net on this sequence. A drawn-to-perfection bump-set spike combination is completed by Danny Carlson this time, getting the team pumped up. Carlson, Mertens, and Lindsay Gosh would all finish this matchup with double-digit kills. MU's 15 service errors in the match were the team's second highest total this season, but Marquette came out of Georgetown victorious, defeating the Hoyas in 4 sets. The Lady Golden Eagles improved to 19-4 on the year.
Danny Carlson, outside hitter for Marquette volleyball, was named the Big East Conference Player of the Week, the first of her career. Carlson helped Marquette tied for a first in conference to a pair of victories at Georgetown and Villanova. She hit .519 with over 4 kills and 1.4 blocks per set. She led Marquette with 16 kills against the Hoyas Friday evening and landed a match-high 13 at Villanova.
The women's volleyball team faces the UWM Panthers for the second time this season, Tuesday night at the Klatschi Center. The Golden Eagles head into the contest winners of 13 of their last 14 matches. The in-state battle will be broadcasted live on Time Warner Cable Sports 32.
Marquette basketball has been hard at work since the first official practice being a little more than 2 weeks ago. On Friday, October 26, I managed to catch up with Buzz Williams and Trent Lockett at the team's Haunted Hoops event. Marquette men's basketball has been practicing for 2 weeks now, since the first official practice took place with Marquette Madness on October 14th. after ushering out Big East All-Conference first-team member Darius Johnson-Odom, as well as the conference's Player of the Year and first-team member Jay Crowder, the Golden Eagles have had some major holes to fill entering the 2012-2013 season. On Friday, October 26th, the team took some time off from all seriousness to welcome kids into the Al McGuire Center for the Haunted Hoops Fish Fry and Scrimmage. Players ate and talked with the kids who were dressed up in their Halloween costumes, and then hosted a team scrimmage to put what the team has been practicing to use in a game-like situation. Afterwards, I spoke with Buzz Williams and Trent Lockett to gauge their perspectives on where the team's strengths and weaknesses are, and to see how they are prepping for their first game 2 weeks from now on the aircraft carrier against The Ohio State University.
But I think we're much further along today than we were 2 weeks ago. You can kind of see, even if you were here 2 weeks ago, that it looks as though there's some carryover from what we're doing to practice to the games. Obviously, we'll have to be much better 2 weeks from now when we play a Final Four team. But I like the progression of our team. Their attitudes have been great. They've been working really hard. But we got a lot to do between now and our first game.
As a player the Golden Eagles look to rely on, Lockett looks forward to his senior year as a player, though he's already graduated from the classroom.
So far, so good. The way that we do things around here, the culture, I think I have a really good feeling going into the season. Yeah, obviously, like you said, we've only had 10 practices, so it's going to be a learning process as we go, but really feeling good about the season. 2 weeks is not a long time. We have gotten a lot done so far, but we still have a lot to cover before we get there, but by the time November 9th comes around, we'll be ready.
After 2 more weeks of practice, the Golden Eagles will take to the outdoor harbor, meeting the Buckeyes on the USS Yorktown November 9th. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, Sean Owens, MUTV Sports.
The women's basketball program is looking to have a winning record this season. Last season, Marquette fell in the second round of the Big East tournament. Let's hear now from senior forward Sarina Simmons about this year.
Before every practice, effort and toughness, manage your emotions. What I expect from Sarina and KP and Epi as a sophomore has emerged as a true leader is for them to lead the way in that they give 100% effort, that they have a toughness, that things don't bother them, whether it's a practice that's going great, practice that's not, they're going to rise above it, and they manage their emotions. Those top teams in our league don't care about our emotions, so we have to manage them. We go and play very difficult places, so we can manage them here, manage them in very tough practices in 3-hour settings, then you narrow that down to 40 minutes of active play, we're going to be a much better team.
Yeah, I think last year pretty much gave us a good head start and the experience of being a leader. It was kind of hard because it was like, well, I'm the upperclassman, but I was the only upperclassman being a junior. But this year, with a year under my belt and the sophomores not being juniors, I think I got a lot of help, and like we just doing it together.
And we're back with our analysts. Guys, let's discuss the college basketball season that is quickly approaching. Terri Mitchell and the women's basketball team are hoping for a better season than last. They finished 14-17 overall and placed 14th in the Big East Conference. What can fans look forward to with their squad this season?
Well, I think they can look forward to a more exciting team. I think coming off of that second round loss in the Big East tournament last year, they definitely out for revenge this season, and so I think they'll definitely step up their game. And you can look forward to some of the newer players getting out there too and seeing what they can do.
There's definitely a lot more excitement about this team. I mean, as we saw from Madness and pulling out Gangman style, I mean, that became an instant YouTube hit. So if that is any sort of indication about the energy of this team, they definitely got the talent to do so. I think they're a year away, but I think they have no more than 10 losses.
That's fair. That's fair. Marquette's men's team plays their first game on November 9th against preseason number 4 Ohio State at a neutral location. Marquette enters the season outside the top 25, and they've been picked to finish 7th in the Big East this year. How significant is this season-opening non-conference game against the Buckeyes?
I'll tell you what, Mike. Marquette is coming in this season absolutely disrespected. I mean, they're picked to finish in the mid part of the Big East Conference. Did we not just go to 2 straight Sweet 16s? I mean, seriously. I think this is a huge game against one of the Big Ten's best teams. I think it will be a real test for Buzz Williams and his crew.
Well, I think you just kind of contradicted your own point with the 2 straight Sweet 16s, but then we lost horribly at that. And so
how many teams make it to the Sweet 16?
You can see why we wouldn't be in the top 25. I don't think this Ohio game
is that
necessary to actually win, but I think it's necessary to see what players like Lockett, Ferguson, maybe even Juan Anderson are going to do this season to improve and get us past the Sweet 16 if we even make it this season.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Should be a good stepping stone into the new season, though. With a 100% healthy roster to start this year, is it possible that the Golden Eagles reach the Sweet 16 for a 3rd straight year?
I don't think so. I don't see them as of right now. You know, I haven't really, seen them play in a game. I'll wait till they play Ohio State. But as of now, on paper, I don't see them, going to the Sweet 16. We're always injury prone, and so I think that's not going to change this. We're healthy now, so hopefully, if we do stay healthy, maybe we'll reach the tournament. But I highly doubt it.
Here's the thing, though. We've got a whole lot more height than we've had in past years where we have made the Sweet 16. Now, will that height transition to scoring? We don't know yet. But I know that Buzz is going to bring his guys together based on what he's done in the past. And I think they'll make the tournament, whether they'll make the Sweet 16. I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, they're going to make the Sweet 16 3 straight years.
We're too small. I think even with
too small,
I think with all of Buzz's, we're playing people like UConn who always get these huge African players to play on their teams. I mean, like, we're in the Big East. We're always playing with big players. We're too small. No matter how much energy Buzz has jumping up and down the court, that's not going to correlate to
It's the Big East. No boys allowed.
No boys allowed. That's right. Okay, well, it should be an exciting year for Marquette. That'll do it for us. Let's send it back to Sean Owens.
And that is a wrap for this edition of the Golden Eagle Sports Report. For our analyst Ashley De La Torre, Denny Gallagher, and my co-host Mike Cianciolo, I'm Sean Owens.